Hey guys, welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I'm Ted, hanging out with
Dave.
And today we're going to talk about the D&D Buyer's Guide.
But before we do, head down to the description where you can find Nerdarchy, the newsletter, where you can receive weekly gaming tips as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy.
So, Dave, you brought this up. You know, there's a lot.
More specifically, though, we're talking 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons.
Absolutely. 5e, this is the Buyer's Guide. And you brought this up, you know.
There's a reason.
All right.
Someone asked I don't remember if it was on a video or on Facebook or...
Sorry, we're bad at keeping notes on that sometimes.
Yeah, well, a lot of times I tell them on my phone or something as well. So, like, the information comes in, all different directions, all different times. And someone's like, well, what do I need to play Dungeons and Dragons? What should I get? If you want to be a player, the only book you actually need is the Player's Handbook. And then, in addition to that, you don't actually need it. You know, there's the SRD now, and there's also like the beginner's guide online that you can download from Watts. So you can get most of the information for free, but if you want all the information,
if you want to be the best player you possibly can, what books do you buy? This is it. This is all you need to play D&D.
Right. What is that? Retails for like $50.
Yeah, $49.95.
Unless you go to Amazon and you get it for like half as much.
Right, and there's always deals and things that are out there that you can find, or if your FLGS happens to be having a sale that particular day, you can always look for that if you want to just support local.
So now moving on from that is you want to play Dungeons and Dragons and try it out, but you're not ready to commit. Again, there's plenty of stuff online right now for free, so you don't even have to pay any money if you don't want to, or you could go with the starter set, which is kind of what we did. We got that as soon as it came out. We wanted to check it out, see what 5th edition was about. You get some character sheets in there, you get a little more information.
And the other thing that you get in here is you get the dice.
Oh, and you get a set of dice.
You get a set of dice, so you can pull this out and start playing with a group of several friends.
I think I ordered from Amazon for like $12, and I think it retails for what, 20?
This retails for 20. I was in that same vein, $9 to $12 when I picked up my copy. We're big supporters of Amazon, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, fortunately, however you want to look at it. So
my local FLGS that I used to go to closed down.
Yeah, and also a lot of times, like for us, like they support other games more so than RPGs and D&D. So
that's true.
And again, too, the prices are much higher when you buy them retail. I've gotten some. I've bought in some at my flags, and I've bought in some online. And by the way, like we'll put links down in the description below so you guys can find whatever you're looking for. It will be on Amazon. And it helps support Nerdarchy as well. So if you don't feel like supporting your flags, you want to support us, you can do that through Amazon. If you actually want to run a full-blown game, what do we need?
So, as a player or a DM, you really do need the player's handbook so that you can see what your players are going to be able to do.
Well, not only that, the rules are in that book for playing the game. So
you're going to want this. You're going to want your DMG. This has got the rules of what it takes to be a DM, and it even tells you if you don't like what's in here, change it.
It's your own little Dungeon Master University in there.
And between the player's handbook, you get a couple little things. The DMG does not have any of your monsters, so if you want to challenge your players, you will also need the monster manual. And you've got loads of cool pages in here. We've got reviews for all of this stuff up on the website as well. I highly recommend picking up the 5th edition DM screen. Not only does it allow you to have the nice separation of your notes away from player visibility, they get to see this cool fantasy picture, and there's lots of fun useful hints and things on here.
Yeah,
random
information that you're
charts.
going to refer to a lot often is going to be on the other side of the DM screen, as well as they put some other cool things on there.
So there's lots of handy things, stuff that, as Dave says, is going to be used frequently. That's in the DMG, as well as stuff that isn't.
And again, as for what's in each of these products, like we've done videos probably on all of them.
Yes.
We've done extensive breakdowns of the DMG. We've done extensive breakdowns of what's in the player's handbook.
Mm-hmm.
We had
And
a
the
couple monster manual videos as well. So we do cover that even more if you want to know about the specific products. But right now we're just going on, hey, you want to play D&D? What do you need to make this happen?
So if you walk in and you want to pay full retail price for that stack, you're looking at about $200 to get all that stuff that we've talked about so far, and then you can run D&D to your heart's content. As Dave says, if you pick it up on Amazon with the links down below,
it's about $100.
You're getting it for just about half that, and you can entertain your friends and family for years.
And years and years and
It's
years.
it's a good.
So
good
now
investment.
that brings us to one other thing that's an interesting option for players. DMs can use it. You can actually get this for free. You do not have to pay for it, but you can't get the printed book for free.
Ooh.
RPG Drive-Thru has a print-on-demand service that one of the viewers was nice enough to point out to me. And I just I like the information that's in there, and I like having it sit on top of the table that I can use it and not having to go electronic.
I have my my PDF printed out, and it's in my binder, and you guys have possibly already seen the video where I go through and show the stuff printed out. But I've looked at this thing that Dave has done, and I've seriously considered multiple times of just going and doing that. Would you say it was 18?
It was like $14,
Okay.
I think, with
it's,
shipping.
It's
It's not economic at all. Economical
yeah.
at all.
We're looking at what, a piddly 30-some pages.
Yeah.
So,
But it's awesome content when you get it for free.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're actually talking about under 30 pages, but it's fancy. And if you're diehards like us, you tend to just kind of push the boundaries and put it all out there.
So then we have another thing that is for players and DMs. It's the only play aid that you can really buy right now, supplement-wise. Splat book, as we like to refer to them. It's specifically for the Sword Coast and Forgotten Realms. It gives a bunch of player options. This is the one book I will tell you not to buy from your flags. Absolutely do not buy this from your flags. It is not worth the cover price. It is a great book. It looks phenomenal. There's tons of cool stuff in here, and if you're not familiar with Forgotten Realms, it's going to bring you up to date. But I just do not find that this book is worth full price.
Well, it's got the retail price of $40, and page count, it's at 159.
It's light.
It's 159 pages. It is thin. We did a review of this, and for the there's other people who have done it as well, and everybody says for the price it's not worth it. But there's a lot of useful information that's out there. I like splat books. I like options, and the more options, the better.
At full price, let's be clear too. At full price, it's not worth it. I have no problem paying $20 for this book.
Go to Amazon. It's going to be
what I got it for.
around 22. So it's just over half price, but at that, it's a good get. It's something you should have at your table.
I agree. I'm thinking about playing a Blade Singer out of that book.
Okay. I don't know where you're looking to play that, but
I have some ideas. So that brings us to the only thing we have left, and that is basically adventures.
And what do we got? 5 more books there?
We do. So it's kind of weird because I come from old school 1st and 2nd edition, and like when you did adventure like this, it came in a box, and now everything is hardback books, and it's
Well, back in that day, there was literally like, okay, here's the player's book, here's the campaign book, here's all of the accessories and the things that are handouts and maps and whatever have you. Now it's all in a hardback book, which is going to survive better on the gaming shelf. but you don't have all the things to pull out and do and
Yeah,
do and
there was something about opening that box, grabbing the top and letting the weight of it just kind of like the air suck out and then for the bottom to just slide and drop to the table.
Indeed.
And then you can flip the box over and you roll inside your box.
You got your dice rollers built in right there.
Yeah. Like every box set came with two dice trays. Pretty much. It's awesome.
2 cardboard boxes. That's what you need.
Yeah. But, I believe, all right, so do you remember the order that these came out? Was it Horde of the Dragon Queen first? Or the Rise of Tiamat first?
I think Horde came first.
I think so, too. We're going to go with that. You guys can correct us if we're wrong. So, we have not actually played through any of these.
As we've
we
said,
got like $250 sitting here, right? They're like, psh.
Well, I mean, I buy them because there's information that's in there. There's going to be monsters, there's going to be NPCs, there's going to be magic items, there's going to be locations. So, like, if you just grab any one of these books, okay, Horde of the Dragon Queen, I can pull out information from here and say, you know what, I'm going to use this in my game by picking out, okay, well, all right, we've got... I went right to the second floor of something.
Well, if you need the second floor of something...
So, all right, here we go. We've got the castle Neritar, and I'm going to use this castle. And I'm gonna have an adventure here where the players randomly come across this. All right, great, no problem. Here's it all already set up and done for me. It's going to tell me, the encounters that can be had. I've got maps. I've got things to do. And you can get to the second level and go on and so forth. There's the third level. So you've got the ability to take out bits and pieces. Oh, you didn't feel like planning an adventure for your characters and they're off wandering. Well, grab any one of these books, open it up, and have them explore a random location. And your adventure's planned for that.
Yeah, there's random encounter tables. There's all kinds of good information in there. We just as a group tend not to use pre-planned adventures.
It's nothing against it. That's just not our style.
So I think, more than anything, Ted got them for completionism and to see how Watts is doing things. And again, like you said, to pick things apart. So, with that, we have Horde of the Dragon Queen. Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Then you got Rise of Tiamat.
And next, we have Prince of Apocalypse, or Princes of Apocalypse.
Oh, this one comes next.
Yeah. And then we have
Out of the Abyss.
Ted saved the best for last. And then we have Out of the Abyss.
Out of the Abyss is probably my favorite. And then you've got Curse of Strahd.
So I believe Horde of the Dragon Queen and Rise of Tiamat kind of go together.
Right. They're
they dovetail. And then
Prince of Apocalypse
is essentially revisiting the Temple of Elemental Evil, those themes, and inspired by that adventure from Advanced Dungeons and Dragons AD&D.
Then you got Out of the Abyss, which is your Underdark,
yes,
and your Demon Lords. So
this is a great book to get, even if you're not really interested in running it, because it gives you all the stats for the Demon Lords. When I was running our Underdark game, I went through here and used different pieces of information about the Underdark, so I didn't have to make it up or think about it. It's like, these guys already did it. They kind of know what they're doing.
But these 4 books, it specifically goes to Forgotten Realms, and we finally have our foray into yet another plane, and that is Ravenloft.
Yeah. So the other thing too is like these are pretty much campaigns. I believe Out of the Abyss, Princes of Elemental Evil. Or Princes of the Apocalypse, I'm sorry.
Right.
Out of the Abyss and both of the Rise of Tiamat and Horde of the Dragon Queen. Like, each one of those is a campaign.
Right.
So, so it's not a bad deal. I mean, that's hours and hours and hours of gameplay, weeks, depending on how long it takes you to get from first to 20 level. Mm-hmm. 20 levels, like, for $50, I can't take my family to the movie theater for that much. So for you to sit around with 5 or 6 of your friends or 4 to 6 of your friends
for months,
for months on end, and be able to be entertained and enjoy these adventures together, it's not a bad deal. And like we said, if you get it on Amazon, like it's almost half the price. Not quite, but you get a steep discount.
So I highly recommend all of these books. Whether you're going to run these stories or not, there is useful information as a player. Not as much, but as a DM, there is hordes of information that you can steal, that you can use. All of these books have stuff if you want to add some flavor that exists here into your world. Like, there's nothing to say that you couldn't take the Temple of Elemental Evil and put that in your campaign setting and have stuff like this happen in your world. And as you look through and read and say, okay, well, how can I shape this? How can I change this to better fit my world, or the thing that I'm playing in, and interact with parts of it or all of it. There's, I don't know, like I said, there's just tons of useful stuff that you can use depending upon how you want to use it. That's up to you.
Right. So that's our overview. If you guys want to go down the description and check this stuff out, feel free. If you want to go down to the comments and leave your feedback, what you think, what you feel like a new player should do, getting into the hobby, who wants to start with Dungeons and Dragons. While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe.
You can hang out with us over on Facebook.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.
Play Dungeons and Dragons. What should I get? If you want to be a player, the only book you actually need is the Player's Handbook, and then in addition to that, you don't actually need it. There's the SRD now, and there's also like the Beginner's Guide online that you can download from Watts, so you can get most of the information for free. But if you want all the information,
if you want to be the best player you possibly can, what books do you buy? This is it. This is all you need to play D&D.
Right. What is that? Retails for like $50.
Yeah, $49.95.
Unless.
Hey guys, welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I'm Ted, hanging out with
Dave,
and today we're going to talk about the D&D Buyer's Guide.
But before we do, head down to the description where you can find Nerdarchy, the newsletter, where you can receive weekly gaming tips as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy.
So, Dave, you brought this up. There's a lot.
More specifically, though, we're talking 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons.
Absolutely. 5e, this is the Buyer's Guide, and you brought this up.
There's a reason.
All right.
Someone asked I don't remember if it was on a video or on Facebook or...
Sorry, we're bad at keeping notes on that sometimes.
Yeah, well, a lot of times it's on my phone or something as well. So, like, the information comes in, all different directions, all different times. And someone's like, well, what do I need to play?